I recorded an entire video and then the file got corrupted. So I have to record it all over again. Welcome back to the CIPP Prep Marathon. This is week 14, 15, and 16. Our goal is that by the end of week 15, by the beginning of week 16, you will be done with your preparation. To start with, I will talk about the mocks I gave. I had 4 mocks. One of them was a Udemy mock, one of them was by Majid, one of them was by James Phillips, and the other one was by Piotr Lada. All of them will be there in the description. I'll start with the pros and cons of each and every mock. Udemy is a good mock to start. It's a good basic mock. I don't want you to pay extra money for stuff. I am not affiliated with any of these people. I don't know any of these people. But Udemy mocks were a good starter for me, but those are not the mocks I would give before actually attempting the final exam. Majid was good. It was a little more challenging than the other mocks, but there were times where I was really questioning if the answers given are correct, which is not very good for your confidence. I'm not saying that I know more than the person who wrote this book. I'm going to be very upfront. Maybe there was a little bit of lack of understanding on my end, but a good mock has good questions, answers, and good explanations, which I think for me lagged in the Majid book. In the James Phillips book, the questions and the answers are a lot shorter. In general, it's a very time efficient book that covers everything that is expected in the IIPP knowledge wise, but it doesn't present it in the same exact format. So if you've got less time and you are working every day, coming back tired, then these are better mocks for you. Piotr Lada, on the other hand, was one of the nicest mocks to give right before the exam. Not because of anything else, but the fact that it has a lot of thorough explanations. That's where it shines. It has questions that are very similar to the IAPP sample questions, and their explanations are really, really great. It really prepares you for tricky questions in the exam. You are very likely to cling on to familiar information when you are giving your test. For example, if I ask you that if a company needs to undergo a DPIA, and if yes, why? And I say, yes, they need to undergo a DPIA because they have more than 250 employees. You are very likely to gravitate towards that information, forgetting that the 250 employee threshold is for ROPAs, not DPIAs. So information like that, it tackles very well. It holds you by a collar, makes you sit down and asks you, did you read the question properly? Do you understand why this is different from that? So with these mocks, if I got something wrong, and it took me a lot of practice, a lot of trust to get there, when I got something wrong, instead of putting it in AI and going, oh, is this answer correct? I sat down and I read the explanation properly. Most of the times I had misread the question or misinterpreted the question or missed out on a very small key detail. You have to bear in mind though that the book itself says that if you're scoring 80% and above, that's when you're ready for the exam. And it's not that easy to score an 80% and above in this particular mock. So this is a really good litmus test for whether you're ready to give the exam. If by week 15 you feel like you're not scoring well enough on these tests, maybe take a step back, see what you've been doing, see if you've got something wrong. Maybe schedule your exam for a little bit later. Not too far because you don't want to lose your testing momentum. Now we come to mock analysis. Mock analysis is one of the most important things to bear in mind right after mock frequency. You should not be giving mocks every single day. It will lead to burnout. You should ideally be giving mocks on day 1. You go through the mock, you mark out whatever you got wrong. You don't analyze it on day 1. You go on day 2, you look at this mock again, you read everything you got wrong, and you put all of the questions in one of these 4 categories. 1. I knew this answer and I got it right. 2. I did not know this answer, I guessed it, but I got it right. So all of your right answers have been put into 2 categories. If you did not know something, you guessed it and you got it right, go back to the source of that information. You probably didn't read it properly. Now, your wrong answers, you're going to put it in 2 categories again. I thought I knew this, but I got this wrong. And I did not know this, but I got this wrong. So if you thought you knew it and you got it wrong, that means you've been given conflicting pieces of information and you're getting confused. Go ahead, resolve that doubt. That's really, really important. These are the questions where the most growth happens. If you guessed it and you got it wrong, same thing, you probably did not read the source properly or you have a confusion. So the emphasis on everything you guess is on, oh, is there any reading material that I have missed out on? Objective information is usually information that you will guess and get right or wrong. If it is a conceptual, that means you have a partial understanding of the concept. Moving further, once you are done with analyzing all of these mocks, you will reach week 16. And I don't know if I've mentioned it before or not, but our goal is that by the end of week 15, we are ready to give the exam, so that in week 16 we can actually schedule the actual exam. So in week 15.5, right, like closest to week 16, we're going to stop giving mocks and we're going to go back and go through everything we got wrong on the mocks we gave in the past. I know that it is really, really tempting to keep giving mocks again and again and again once you get into the habit of it, but a mock without an analysis is a mock not given, unfortunately. So in week 16, we are going to go through all of the mocks we gave in the past, everything we got wrong. Ideally, you should have already made a list for it while you were giving the mocks, just one document with everything I got wrong. And you will also go through all of the MCQs that you've been getting wrong, MCQs that we made in week 12 and 13. In week 16, a couple days before the exam, you're going to do the IAPP sample questions if you have access to it, and then you're ready. Now you are ready to go ahead and finish the exam and get your certification. If this series of videos has helped anyone, I would be really, really, really happy to know. So please feel free to put it in the comments. I was really, really craving a community when I was preparing for these exams. And although I didn't find a set of people because I am shy when it comes to joining Telegram and WhatsApp groups, I did find one person in my batch who was giving who was preparing for this exam at the same time. So we ended up having a lot of complementary material and we exchanged it. And so far, I think I'm really, really happy with the decision I have made so far and with the preparation strategy I've made so far. These videos are scheduled to come out by the end of this year, as I've mentioned in one video before. So if these have come out, that means I gave the exam and it went well. Or it also means that I forgot that I scheduled these videos and I am now realizing, oh no, what is uploading from my account? Either way, if you want to find out what happened, it would be a good idea to look at my LinkedIn. It'll probably be there. And with this, I hope you have a great week ahead, a great few weeks ahead. You have a lot to do. And take care. Bye-bye.